calm down, cause you just wanna learn something, so I teach him something. I am the one that teach.
Call me 10 wins and 20.
Now, delete. I'm going to play a video, 2 videos. First, this one. Apologies about the quality. This is actually CCTV footage from an altercation that happened in my local town. I'm showing this to explain, partly to show, but also partly to explain why I'm quitting YouTube. Okay? So please watch what goes on the screen. You have the guy in the maroon top and you have the guy there ahead holding a can with his hand in his pocket. The guy in the maroon top is approaching that guy kind of aggressively. I'll go back, watch. He's pointing at him with something and he's saying something. And the guy said something, and then the guy in the maroon is talking to somebody else, and then he's walking away and he's gesticulating to someone. The guy in the maroon top is yours truly. Okay, that's me in the maroon top. I will explain what happened, okay? And here's the second part. Now I'm going to make this larger. I narrowed the screen because there were other people in the shot, and they don't deserve to have their faces blazoned all over somebody's YouTube channel. So I've taken the liberty of cropping it so that I don't show their faces, okay? That's the kind thing to do. There's the guy in the maroon top talking to the other guy. Let's see what happens. And then I will explain, because it was me. Oh, he's pointing to a guy. And he's saying something. Boom. Oh, he just pushed him with his shoulder. The guy went flying. Good gosh, now he's pointing to the guy, saying something. Now he's gesticulating to the guy. You can see the guy just on the edge of the frame. And he's pointing to the guy on the floor, who's now getting up. And he's saying to the guy, he's explaining, and he's telling the guy who just got up off the floor, you better move away from here right now. And watch, he does. Watch, yeah. So he buggers off. Now I'm going to explain what happened. Okay? Okay.
Out of Pong's philosophy, I am quitting YouTube.
Under the camera, so the camera that's capturing this, right on.
Right, just a second. What you're seeing now is a playback of yesterday's hangout, which was due to be my last hangout. It's not my last hangout. This is my last hangout because YouTube decided to restrict it and tell people that I have restricted it. That's how low they've sunk. So I'm showing it again, and if they restrict this one, well, first, more people get a chance to watch it now. If they restrict it, I'll do it on Facebook. If that's restricted or it doesn't play for whatever reasons, then I'll do it on Instagram. And if that doesn't work, then I will send it to people on flash drives. Now that they can't control.
Under the camera is a ATM for our American friends, or a cash machine for the Brits. There's a cash machine. I was at the cash machine. I was taking some cash out whilst calling my daughter on the phone. And this man approaches and says, "You're right, mate." And I say, "I am. Thanks for asking. How are you?" And he says, "I'm all right." And I carry on trying to phone my daughter and finish my transaction. And he goes, "Yeah, hold on a minute. Don't I know you?" And I say to him, "No, don't think so." He says, "Yeah, I know you from somewhere." And I look at him. He's standing a foot away from me, okay? He's invading my space, but I don't mind. "Yeah, I know you from somewhere." And I said to him, "Maybe you've seen me around, because I'm aware that I look quite distinctive. Maybe you've seen me around, but trust me, mate, you don't know me." He says, "Yes, I remember now. I bought you a pint last week in Stockport." Now the fool does not know that I don't...
I don't drink. Okay, so just to explain to somebody, and then I'm going to bed, so I will not be commenting to anything. Some spread lies, others know the truth. Who is who? Right, can you not just remove the bit they don't like? There's no bit they don't like. They don't like the entire thing. You don't know this because you're kind of new to this channel, or recently new. You weren't subscribed to my old channel, which had close to 20,000 subscribers, which they killed simply for me showing the sun doing something impossible on the globe Earth. They didn't like that. So one of the songs I played earlier says, if they could erase you at the flick of the switch, they wouldn't hesitate now. That's YouTube. They can erase you at the flick of a switch. Okay, so I'm leaving YouTube to somewhere where they don't erase you at the flick of a switch. You see, Instagram is a lot more socially conscious. People can spread rumors about Instagram and it will damage Instagram because it's nowhere near as strong as Google or YouTube. No doubt there will be Google and YouTube type companies vying to buy Instagram. But I don't think it's going to work because the guy who developed Instagram is no fool. So let's continue. In other words, there is nothing I can do. They have banned it because they want to ban it. They just don't want people to watch it. So that's what they do. You know, because they have that power. So I'm taking that power away and I'm going to be doing things that they can't influence a jot.
Drink. He's trying it on. Either he's trying to distract me so he can take the card or take the cash or persuade me to buy him a drink. I don't care which, but, excuse my language, I immediately said, get the fuck out of here before I split your skull open. He said, what? I said, get the fuck out of here right now. Fucking move away. Alright mate, alright, and he moves away. The guy who runs the shop hears this and comes out. Actually, he's watching, okay? And he comes out and stands at the door and says to the guy who stood there, what happened? And the guy who's standing there on your screen says something along the lines of, I have no idea. The guy just started going on at me. Okay? So this is why I approach and I say, hey you piece of shit, excuse my language because this is going to be blue. Okay, today I'm training myself to not swear, but today, this is my last video, I'm likely to swear like a fucking sailor. I say, you fucking what? And I move to him and I explain to the guy who steps out exactly what happened, how he approached me whilst I was on the cash machine and all of what just happened, okay? I then move away, and because it looks like there's going to be something, because I'm talking kind of loudly, under the CCTV camera, you can't see, kind of, if you will, a CCTV camera behind you, there's a little gaggle of women and children, okay? And yes, I said gaggle, a gaggle of women and children, okay? We're talking about 11 o'clock at night. I've taken them out of the shot, so nobody can have any complaints. A gaggle of women and children. It's actually 2 women and about 5 children, okay? Children that are much too old to be holding their mother's hands and definitely much too old to be in a pram, okay? This is what Jordan Peterson refers to as the all-devouring mother. This world is going wrong because men have lost their balls and their courage and have let women take over. This is not supposed to be a place where one of the genders runs the show. Both are supposed to run the show. Now, I gesticulate to say, it's alright, don't worry, okay? I'm going to play it again, you'll see. I go, hey you fucking piece of shit, what the fuck are you doing telling him fucking... Like, no mate, what happens is that you don't remember, but I bought you a pint. And I say, this guy's just full of shit. Now I'm gesticulating, don't worry about it, everything's alright. And I go back to the cash machine because I had not finished my transaction. Okay. Then, after behind the guy in the grey, over on the left, is the gaggle of women who are there. They finished their shopping. They're there to watch the free show. Okay, that's what they're there for. They could have just moved off and gone home. No, they're there to watch the show. And I told them, eventually a woman says, do you mind? You're making my son cry. I had to tell her to shut the fuck up because men are fucking working. And she did shut the fuck up. Just 1 second, I need to get my charger. Now, at the start of this, I said I would be happy working with Taboo Conspiracy, and I genuinely mean it. When I go to the US, I will track down Taboo Conspiracy, I will take him for a coffee, and I will have words with him, and I will explain exactly why. Okay, now let's get back to this. After I go back to the cash machine, the guy goes on to the guy in grey about me, how he bought me a drink and how I've forgotten. Okay? He's still carrying it on. And I'm saying to him, don't freaking carry on, mate. Don't carry on, because I'll freaking brain you. I'm not joking. I will break you. I'm saying to him. Okay? So, here's where I'm going to play. Now, when I push him with my shoulder, not my hands, okay? I'm an artist. I can't damage my hands. So, I push him with my shoulder. You'll see it. You've seen it already. I said to him, stop this fucking bullshit. You try this one more time. If I hear that you've tried this one more time on this street, this is a famous street in Stockport, by the way. If I hear that you've tried this one more time on this street, I swear to God that I will find you and I will kill you. That's what I actually said. I will be happy to go to prison for having killed the guy. Okay? Because what happened was, he saw a guy who weighs 63 kilos. How do I know I weighed 63 kilos back then? That's 143, 144 pounds. How do I know that that's what I weighed? Because I've recently been weighed at the cancer hospital. And he saw me and he saw a target. He saw a weak guy, a skinny guy. That's what he thought he saw. That's why he tried it on. He would not try it on me now because I'd no longer weigh that. Okay? So, I said to him to fucking try it on again. And he said, no mate, you've got it wrong. You're forgetting. I bought you a pint. In fact, I bought you 2 pints. Okay? And I said, no, that's enough. So, and I'm saying to him, don't tell this guy here that you bought me some fucking pints, because this guy here knows that I don't drink, because this guy here knows me, you piece of shit. And he says, but I bought you 2 pints. Boom. Over you go, you piece of shit. Now that guy weighed around 80 kilos, okay? And I'm explaining to the guy who knows me, he's called, well, I won't say his name, okay? I'm explaining, this is a bad man, and I have to do this, okay? And I'm showing my hand saying, you saw, I didn't know that there was CCTV camera, by the way, okay? So I said, you saw I did not touch him with my hands. And he says, yes, I saw. So let me carry on playing. I am explaining to him what the guy has been doing, how he approached me at the cash machine, how he's pretended, all of the shit, yeah? Now it turns out that the guy I pushed onto the floor with my shoulder battered a friend of mine years ago. I didn't realise until I saw him a few days later. And when I saw him a few days later in the daytime, I recognised him. But that's by the by. This showed to me that I need to work on myself, which is why I'm quitting YouTube. Now I'm going to show my face there. Hey, so I'm working on myself, okay? I'm going back to Thai boxing, I'm starting boxing, I'm going back to judo, okay? Wing Chun is done, I've learned it, I don't need to anymore. Once you know it, you know it.